A budget battle looms at the EU. Getting all 27 member states to agree unanimously on a new 7-year budget will be no easy task. The Council presidents hoping for a compromise.
There are many interests, there are many concerns, and they are all legitimate, but I am convinced that it's possible to make progress.
Brexit has left a hole of up to $86 billion in the EU's finances. The EU budget covers everything from agricultural subsidies to efforts to control climate change to something called cohesion funds. That's money that goes towards supporting some of the EU's poorest countries. But there's a split between EU member states. Poorer nations think the wealthier ones should pay more into the EU budget.
On one side of the arguments, a group nicknamed the Frugal Four: the Netherlands, Austria, Denmark and Sweden. They're among net contributors to the EU, meaning they pay more to the EU than they receive back. Then there's a group of 16 poorer countries called the Friends of Cohesion that include the Czech Republic, Hungary and Poland. They're against budget cuts, relying on EU money to help stabilise their economies. And now the debates become even more toxic, with the European Commission, the executive branch of the EU, saying financial support would only be given to countries that respect the EU's rule of law. Poland and Hungary have both recently been accused of violating the EU's democratic principles. Sounding the alarm, farmers from the Baltic states, Estonia, Latvia and Lithuania gathered outside the European Council to protest plans to cut the EU's agricultural fund. The EU wants to be carbon neutral by 2050. These farmers say the plans will make food production more expensive. They want financial support.
We are just fighting for equal competition in joint EU market.
There have also been protests in France, the main beneficiary of the EU's agricultural subsidies. Cuts could be harmful for President Macron's leadership. Bracing for a bigger budget burden is Germany. The EU's largest economy contributes around a fifth of the EU budget. That's set to rise to a quarter in the coming years. Days of difficult and divisive talks are expected. Brexit's left every corner of the EU feeling the squeeze. Neave, Aljazeera, Brussels.